Hello everybody and welcome back to the Infinite Dawn SMP, episode 5. Today we are getting started with building a guardian farm. I have already started out by draining the whole thing and removing the monument, so we can get started with a Iskal style guardian farm. Starting to get it up, we're going to have two of these tanks that are joined in the middle, and then the guardians spawn in there. They are bubble columns, there's soul sand down in the bottom. It shoots them up, and then they're gonna flow out into the middle, drop down onto some magma blocks, and they're gonna die, and then we'll collect their drops into a storage system out here. We're starting to get there. We got our tanks all good to go. The one problem I'm seeing is those source blocks in there aren't moving the guardians through. That top layer needs to be flowing water, I think, so we're gonna switch that up. But otherwise, I think we're getting a good start. Yeah, we're definitely getting some drops. Alright, our guardian farm is done. So basically how it works is after we drain and remove the monument, we build these tanks. It's all source blocks, so the guardians get pushed up to the top with the bubble columns. And then there's flowing water that makes them flow into the middle here and drops them on some magma blocks down in there. And then hopper minecarts pick up their items, put it in these hoppers, and it goes into these little dropper systems that fly it up to here, and then it runs through our sorting system. So we're sorting out all the prismarine shards and crystals and burning the cod. Alright, so next part of our episode is we're going to be building our towers that I've designed for around the end gateways. That requires a lot of materials. First up on the list is deep slate. So we're going to work on gathering that. We're going to hit a time lapse of gathering our first materials. And let's go. About 12 hours later, and we finally have all of these materials grinded out. Each one of these shulker boxes is for each tower. We have over 20 shulker boxes of materials, plus the empty ones that go in the top. I have a really cool design worked out, so we're just gonna get started with building the towers and see how it looks. So we got our first tower up. It takes a little while, but first one's up. We've got a super cool design, like I said. Come in here, you've got these vines going up, all the way up, some nice end rods to tie those in. And you come up here, and you have really good access to the end gateway, along with shulker boxes of ender pearls. We're gonna get the rest of our towers all put together, and we'll see you after we got a couple done. Well, progress is slow, but we do have 5 towers up, getting ready to do our 6th one. We've had to do a bit of terraforming. In our next episode, we will be completely doing all the terraforming for all of these towers so that the bases are uncovered and everything's on the same level and everything. But we'll check back in once we got some more of these towers built. Oh boy, have we been grinding. We are down to our last couple towers. We've gotten a ton of work done. Like, a ton. These towers take about an hour and a half a piece to do. I'm getting a little bit faster, but not that much faster. So we're going to finish off this tower right here. That's going over this end gate. And then we're going to save this one for a future episode, because I've got something really cool planned for this one. Because this one is going to overlap with our spawn area, which is going to make it a little bit tricky. So I'm still figuring out the design, so we're going to wait for a future episode to do that one. But we're going to finish off this one real quick. I mean, we've done so many, we're almost there. Let's push through to the end. There we go. Got our last tower all grinded out, all built up. We dug this out a little bit around there. Like I said, in the next episode, we'll be doing all the terraforming, digging all of this out to keep all the bases exposed and stuff, so it'll look super cool. It'll end up looking something a little like an area over here where it's just all flattened out. No, over here. So it'll be all nice and flat all the way to the edge, and then as we go in, we'll taper up to the portal that's up here. Alright, so the next part of our episode, now that we have our towers done, is Isaac has a super cool raid farm right there, and he's having a little bit of trouble storing all the items that comes out of it, so he's asked for our help building him a little storage system. So we're going to build that up real quick. Pretty cool design, but a very large one, so I'm going to build it up and then I'll break it down for you. Alright, there we go. The system is all built. It's pretty big, as you can see. So let's go over it a little bit. So down here you have your main bulk storage with all this stuff. So you can see here it's already sorting out the emeralds. Those shouldn't be in there, but in the rest of these, we already have our item filter set up. So glowstone's going to come into these first two, and then gunpowder into these two. Emeralds into these two, and redstone into these two. Over here I have the pillager heads, the evoker heads, and the vindicator heads being sorted out because Isaac specified he doesn't want to hold on to those. And then also the spider eyes, he specified he didn't want to hold on to. On this other side we have sticks being sorted out, we have the bottles being sorted out, and we have sugar being sorted out. All stuff he said he didn't need. And those, of course, run into a hopper into this little auto dropper system that will automatically burn stuff. So the biggest part that made this system need to be as complicated as it is the fact that they're unstackable items that you want to hold on to from a raid farm. Obviously, the totems of undying are a big thing. So that's why we have these two little miniature systems here. We have this shulker box loader, which will load everything into that shulker box, and once it gets full, break it and put it into these two chests over here. And then once Isaac is done with pulling out all of the items that he wants to hold on to, he can store them over here into this bulk overflow storage, so mainly totems of undying. Then you can pop the shulker box back into either one of these barrels. It'll run it into this system, which will unload it, take all the items he doesn't want, like all the iron axes and crossbows and stuff, and he doesn't want to hold on to, burn those, and then put the shulker box back into his loader so that The system keeps going round and around. He has nearly a full double chest of shulker boxes, so quite a lot of overflow storage for those unstackable items. And that's the storage system. We're going to let him AFK and make sure there aren't any problems with it. And then, job all done. Alright, so for the last part of my episode, I want to go on a little bit of a server tour. It's been a while since I've gotten to look around the server, so we're going to check it out. First, let's make sure we are where we think we are. Yep, we have Erin's base, going for a cool little fantasy theme. I can't wait to see what she does with it. She's got some cool floating islands, flowing waterfalls. She's building like a super cool little palace. I think she's used some spore blossoms somewhere to get all these particles. That's really cool. I can't wait to see what she does with the rest of this, but it's looking really, really good so far. Right over this way, we've got McCoy's portal. I think this takes us to his starter base, which we haven't shown yet. So, McCoy started off with this cool little, like, campsite. He's got a super cool little tent, spore blossom, and then just some overflow chests. But his mega base is right over there. We're gonna go check that out. So he's making like a really cool Aztec Temple, and then he's gonna do a bunch of stuff on the inside. I'm not quite sure what, but he has definitely done the most grinding on our server by far. This actually wasn't a natural valley. He terraformed all of this down to where it was sort of leveled off around this place here. But he terraformed all of this and then popped in this giant temple. And man, look at the resources, all this gold, all this copper, the oxidized copper, lots of time to do that. Oh my god, so much stuff, and it's absolutely huge. I'm not fully sure what the rest of his plans are, but I can't wait to see it, and I think it's going to turn out well. Next is Dewdrop Space. She actually has her own YouTube channel, so you guys can go watch her create all of this stuff if you would like. So coming into it, she found a really cool lush cave really early on. That's pretty big, so I think she's doing like a little village type thing down in here. She's got this cool little pond as you come out into it, and then super cool little bridge. Then you come over, and then you drop down right into her first house. It's not quite finished yet, but it's coming along really well. She's got this huge area cleared out. I think she's gonna do some sort of fish tank with like ships and stuff that's like really big, so that you can like come over here and like look around and stuff and see a lot of stuff. But it should be pretty cool. She also does have one more little house already set up right over this way, which I know also isn't finished. She wants to fix some stuff on it. Personally, I think it looks really, really good. It started out as a geode. It's in the shape you can see it, the geode, and then she expanded on it in the future. Just a cool little interior, simplistic, and turned out really well. Her starter base is up top, so we're gonna go check that out now. So we pop up here, and her starter base was this little island over here, which has kind of been torn apart a little bit, which is why it's called the Island of Broken Things. She had a lot more turtles here, but they're gone now. As you can see, she's got like some copper stuff going on over here because she does run the copper shop that's in the shopping district. So now she just sort of uses this as a storage place, in addition to just like a place to like throw random stuff down that she doesn't want on her at that time. She's got this little diary sort of thing that goes through things that have happened on our server throughout the time. But one thing I wanted to look at was this page right here. Nuggy's egg is gone. The polar bears strike again. He will never know. Now, for those of you who've been watching, we actually acquired the dragon egg in the first episode and placed it on our statue. So let's go look at that real quick. So it wasn't caught on camera, but at the beginning of the season, when I was trying to get all of my villagers in place, the 3 people known as the polar bears came along and started moving around all of my villagers, shuffling them around, which is a huge pain in the butt to fix, because this rail system's very particular. It wasn't greatly designed. It works well in the beginning, but if you have to move them back, then it gets kind of complicated. But the polar bears, they wore polar bear heads when they came in to do that. So if we go look at the egg, there's a polar bear head. My dragon egg is gone. And all the polar bears, which is Isaac, McCoy, and Dewdrop, have all claimed that they don't know where it was, but that log has me thinking differently. So we're going to keep looking for that in the future and keep you updated, because we got to find our dragon egg. It's been gone for a while now. Isaac is another one on our server. Obviously, we did the storage system for his raid farm. So this is his base. He's got a lot to it. Super cool house. This was his sort of starter house. He's progressed a lot in his building since last season with these cool little pathways. I really love the block belt. That's something I wouldn't have really thought of, was the deep slate and podzol. But in here, beautiful building. Nice cool little kitchen downstairs, obviously using our invisible item frames. And then up here he's got a cool little axolotl tank. And then at the very top, I don't think this place is finished, but he's got a little storage room going on. We'll have to see if that progresses in the future. But he's got a lot more to this base. So as we go out this way, you can come over here and you can see he's got himself a very conveniently located skeleton spawner that he's been using to farm XP in the beginning of the season. So that's how he's been doing that. Very well located. That would be perfect for starters. Up this way, I'm not sure what he has. I haven't actually looked up here. Ooh, nice little pond. A little waterfall. Ooh, that goes into a cave. This is pretty cool. Let's see if there's anything up here. I don't think there is. Nope. So, just cool little pond with a nice little waterfall. I really like that. I wish I'd come up here sooner. He also has some beehives placed around, or bee nests, whatever they are. Up this way, he's got a ton of little farms. So he's got these villager automated ones he's got some beetroot, some potatoes, some wheat, and carrots back there. Over here, he's got his villager breeder and his trading hall, which is super cool. Very well designed. Fits the aesthetic really, really well. And of course, very functional. The villagers come out right over here, and then he can bring them into the zombification chamber and take them anywhere he wants. Very similar design to the one we used in the beginning of the season. Over this way, he's got a nice little melon and pumpkin farm. And over here, a cow crusher because food for the beginning of the season. This is definitely just a starter base, but I really like it. It's a cool vibe. A little miniature iron farm here. So yeah, he's got like a one-stop for everything. Right over this way is his mega base, which he's just started working on. You can see he's outlining a mountain. He's actually going to build up an entire mountain over this. And then door design he started working on. I don't know if he's keeping this or not, but obviously a huge project. You can see it comes all the way up here and just massive, going up that's probably close to the build limit, isn't it? Check. Yeah, we're pretty close. We're like right at the build limit there. So huge project. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Next on the list, I want to show off our shopping district because you guys haven't seen it since the beginning of the season when it was just my shop and the fireworks shop. So we've got quite a few things added. Chris, our server admin, is building some sort of tower. I think he said something about like an insurance policy or something for that. I'm not fully sure though. Some sort of build coming along over here. Can't wait to see that. Obviously, my shop, there's Dewdrop's copper golem and the copper shop that she runs. You can drop down in here, and again, you guys can go see all of this on her YouTube channel. Over here we have Erin's flower shop for all of your dyes, and you can also place custom orders, I believe. She's got a flower farm, so works out really well. She also has the Shulker Farm that's on our server, so you can buy a lot of N-related stuff. Beautiful shop. I love this shop. It turned out so well. I saw her designing it a little bit, but yeah, it turned out so well. You can buy shulker boxes, N chests. I think that's it, but a little N shop. McCoy over here is a build shop, so you can actually pay him to build things for you. Obviously, by this shop, he builds really well. I mean, like, just look at this thing. So cool. I love this design. And he also built that nether portal that looks really cool over there. So in his build shop, he's just got this cool little interior, and he wasn't big for it, but he actually learned some redstone. So it drops down in here, and you can find super cool stuff. I like that. So yeah, you'll if we release the world download, you guys will have to check all of this out, but super cool shop. And I think that's it for our shopping district. We will be coming back here in our next episode because we do have a beacon shop and a guardian shop that we want to design. So next up, I want to show off our industrial district. I know we showed it off a little bit at the beginning of this episode in a time lapse. Okay, coming in here, we got, of course, our sugarcane farm, our item storage. We made an AFK spot that's got some cool little hidden redstone, so we can drop down here and come up over here. And this is the exact center of our industrial district, and if we flick the switch, it extends those stairs again so nothing can get in here. And we can flick this back, drop down in here. We might do some more decoration on it, but I mean, it's just an AFK spot, so not too worried about it. Of course, our little slime farm over here, our slime storage system, that is overflowing at the moment. But yeah, and then something I didn't show off was this little farm over here. So this farm is a nether wood farm and other nether type materials. So essentially it's bone mealing the warped nylium and the crimson nylium in there, and when a fungus grows and the bone meals it, it grows up, and then those pistons will push it across. We have a TNT duper over here that's working to blow up all the stuff, and then a little item storage down here. Obviously we haven't been really AFKing this thing. It takes a massive drain on bone meal, so we might need to set up some sort of moss farm or something to get all that bone meal. We've just been composting the extra things that we get from this farm that we don't need, like all the roots and stuff that come with it. But yeah, so it doesn't bring too much back. We used over 2 double chests of bone meal and got less than half back, so not a great return, but we'll figure something out because we might turn this into a shop later. I know a lot of people don't have access to all of the nether wood, so it's kind of highly desirable. Obviously over this way is our guardian farm, also in the beginning of this episode, and over here we have our squid farm, which we haven't visited in a while, but we will definitely be AFKing for the ink sacs that will get us some dark prismarine in the future. Let's see how much we got. We got a decent amount, not bad. So yeah, that's all for my industrial district. Of course, that brings us right back to our base, our little portal here. Might do some more decoration on this. I like it, but it could use some work. Brings us back to our little base right over here. So cool stuff. Same as it's been, obviously surrounding this thing. And we've got our end. We do have our Optifine back on, so we've got the cool void textures that go with my resource pack. And then all of our towers in here just looking amazing, especially against the sky of that void. Like I said, next episode, we will be doing all the terraforming, making this look good, making it ready for our plans in the future. That and a couple shops, so lots more to do, and we're going to keep on chugging. So we do have a cool little thing designed for this center part. I'm not quite ready to reveal it yet, but when it comes along, I think you guys are really going to like it. Alright, well, that is all that we have time for today in our episode, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.